Hello student, we are going to study heredity and evolution. This is your chapter 9, class 10th. If we observe a field of sugarcane, we find very little variation. Like in this picture, you can observe there is very little differences. But when we observe the animal or human being, we find some more differences. In this picture, you can see there are so many cats. They have the different colors. They have the different color of eyes. They have the different sizes. They have the different patches on the body. So in this way, because they are sexually reproducing animal, therefore they have the much more variation. Now question arises, what is heredity? Heredity is the transmission of character from one generation to another generation, or you can say from parent to offspring. For example, in this diagram, you can see free ear lobes, and some human beings are having the attached ear lobes. So these are the heredity character which we get from our parents. Tongue rolling, earlobe attachment, curly hair, these all we get from our parents. Evolution. Evolution is the change in the characteristic of species over several generations. It do not occur within one generation. It take millions of years. After millions of years, whatever changes occurs in the species, so that is called evolution. Accumulation of variation. Inheritance from the previous generation provides both a common basic body design, subtle changes in it for the next generation. In this example, you can see this is bacteria. One bacteria divided into two bacteria after reproduction. Then two bacteria multiplied into four bacteria after reproduction. Then this process will continue and you will find very minute difference. So this difference, this minor difference is due to the inaccuracy in DNA copying. Acquired characters. Those characters which we acquired during our lifetime is called acquired character. For example, we become obese, we become slim, we learn swimming, we are riding bike, etc. These are the example of acquired character. Now, rules for the inheritance of trait and what is the Mendel contribution in it. First of all, we will see both father and mother contribute equal amount of genetic material. So each trait can be influenced by both paternal and maternal DNA. So each child have the characteristic which have two versions. Some characteristics are dominating, some characteristics are not dominating, or some characters expressed in the next generation. So Mendel worked upon it. Mendel used several contrasting visible characteristics of garden pea. He worked on the garden pea. So what characteristic he has chosen? Round and wrinkle seed, yellow and green seeds, tall and short plant, white and violet flowers, so on. He took pea plant with different characteristics. In monohybrid cross, he has taken a tall plant and short plant, produce progeny by crossing them. Basically, pea plant flower perform the self-pollination. But deliberately, Mendel has crossbred them, cross-pollination did. So he crossed a tall plant and short plant. In first generation, all plants were monohybrid cross. He crossed a tall plant and short plant. In this picture, you can see tall is denoted by capital T, capital T. Dwarf plant, dwarf allele is denoted by small t, small t. So in the first generation, all plants were tall and it is denoted by capital T and small t. And in the F2 generation, there were three plants which were tall, and these are denoted by one by the capital T means pure generation, pure tall, and capital T small t, capital T small t, it is hybrid plant, and then dwarf, it is denoted by small t small t. So the second generation, F2 generation, this is also called filial 2 generation, progeny was 75% tall and 25% were short. This indicates that both traits were inherited from F1 generation, but only the tallness trait was expressed. Thus, he expressed two copies of factor, and these factors are now called genes, control traits in sexually reproducing organism. Dihybrid cross, cross between pea plant showing two different characteristics. New combinations are formed due to independence, inheritance of the round seed, wrinkle seed trait, and yellow seed and green seed. So simultaneously, Mendel has taken two traits. What were the traits? Round and wrinkle seed, yellow and green seed. In F1 generation, all seeds were round and yellow. It means these were the dominating character. But in F2 generation, he found 9 round and yellow, 3 round and green, 3 wrinkled and green, and 1 wrinkled and green. It was the ratio 9 ratio, 3 ratio, 3 ratio, 1. So these are the dihybrid cross. How do these traits are expressed? DNA is information source to make protein in a cell. In this diagram, you can see this is the diagram of cell. Cell contain nucleus. Nucleus contain chromosomes. And chromosomes are segmented structure. Each segment is called genes. Genes are made up of by DNA. DNA means deoxyribose nucleic acid. So DNA, a part of DNA, is used to make protein, or you can say it synthesize enzyme. The nature of enzyme is proteinous. So whenever it produces efficient enzyme, more hormone is produced and plant will be tall. But whenever there is alteration of gene, less efficient enzyme will produce and less hormone will produce, and that time it will be the short plant. Now we will see the sex determination. Some animal like few reptiles, the temperature at which fertilized eggs are kept determine whether the animal developing in the egg will be male or female. What does it mean? It means in some animal, temperature determine the gender. Temperature determine the gender, but in human being, the sex of individual is genetically determined. Now in this diagram, you can see parent, father and mother. Father is having XY chromosome. It means these are dissimilar chromosome. But mother is having the XX chromosome. What kind of chromosome these are? These are reproductive chromosome. These are found in the reproductive cells. So these reproductive cells are called gametes. Whenever reproductive cells get separate, these gametes also get separate. In the male, in father, X chromosome and Y chromosomes are found, but in the mother body, if they produce X gamete and X gamete. So whenever X gamete of father combined with the X gamete of mother, so it produces female baby. And whenever X gamete of Y gamete of father fuse with the X gamete of mother, that time they produce the male baby. So 50% probability of production of female child and 50% probability of production of male child. It means male which carry the X and Y chromosome. So male determine whether it will be male baby or female baby. If you like my video, subscribe, like, share, and if you have any query, you can write in the comment box. Thank you so much.